Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, and we're doing a review for Hellraiser that just came out recently. And joining me on this review are my co-hosts from the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks podcast, Rebellious D and Double OT, Terrific Trav. How you fellas doing today?
Good, man.
Ready to
spook.
Rock.
Well, hey, look.
Ain't nobody
just all puzzles, you know what I'm saying? Yikes.
D just had his hands together like this praying, and you know, I know that you're a Reverend D, and we about to talk about this Hellraiser movie, and they gonna need all the reverends and pastors and deacons they can get in.
No, we already got a priest in this movie.
Yeah, you do.
We don't need no pinhead. We got the priest.
My God. But yeah. Before we get into today's review, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And D, like you say every time,
as always, episodes of our podcast found in the description. Like, follow, subscribe to the channel. And when you see that like button trying to switch its configurations and unleash all hell on earth, click it.
The Lamont configuration.
Yes, sir. Uh-huh. Trav tip of the day, you got one, or you just want these people? Hey, you see a strange puzzle, don't solve it.
Well, with my tip, I don't want to spoil. I'll save the tip for the end because you know what my tip gonna be: run the other way.
Yikes!
Okay.
Damn right. Throw it in the ocean, right? Hey, problem solved. Just
who solved the box?
Nobody. That's just the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, the movie just came out recently. Well, it came out last week. You know, it's been getting a bunch of mixed reviews and whatnot, and you know, your boys, we had to talk about it. So who wants to go first? Because I usually go first, but who wants to go first? Y'all rock, paper, scissors for it?
I'll let D. Let's see what D got to say.
Well, look, we're getting, I don't know, is this supposed to be a remake, continuation? What's
it's a
the
reboot.
call?
It's a reboot of the franchise.
Yeah, it's a reboot of the franchise, yeah.
I'm letting you know, guys, I was not, I'm not crazy about this movie. I'm not going to be super harsh about it, but there's a lot of things that I just didn't like about it, and one being the main protagonist in the movie. Or, I mean, I guess protagonist, I do not mean hero, I mean lead character. Like, she is just a bag of cats. Trav, let's just pass this thing around. Trav, go for
I don't know what you mean by a bag of cats.
Yeah, like, you never heard somebody with a scatterbrain, you say somebody's head is a bag of cats. Like, they just can't put together thoughts and process things, and they're all over the place. Bag of cats. That's what that means.
Bag of cats.
Yeah, she just isn't somebody you root for. She just... Dude, I didn't enjoy it. It made no sense. Everybody died in the movie because basically her brother tried to help her.
And that's something that I was talking with D about, is that, like, they were good people. You know what I'm saying? Like, her brother, like, all he cared about, because she was a drug addict and she was recovering, and he just wanted her to just stay on the right path. And then now she was messing with this dude who he didn't trust, which, he was right. He didn't trust this guy because this guy was a happy dude. And then you got his boyfriend and their other roommate. Like, they were all just good people. And like, if she would have had listened, if Riley would have just listened to her brother and not left the house that night, then nobody would have died. It's her fault. And I am not a fan of shitty people that I have to root for. But at the same time, that's why I like this movie. One of the aspects I like about the movie is that she's a shitty person and she's not meant to be rooted for. But I'm not a fan of having to try and root.
I want to hear Trav's point of view so I can really
I agree with that, Banks. I think that's what Hellraiser is about, is they're not good people, and that's why you don't root for them. You don't feel sorry for the circumstances they're in. And what makes it weird in this film is that they shoehorned in another cast of good people. Yeah. Like, Riley's the shitbag out of all of this. Yeah. And she's the one that, quote unquote, gets away. And the good people end up getting their lashings versus... Specifically, because I don't know, there's some of these Hellraisers I ain't seen because they're just terrible.
I've seen all of them,
but
I've seen all of them except the new ones. where they replaced the Pinhead when they replaced Pinhead.
Yeah, that guy that's playing him now, and I think he's the lead art director or something like that. He had another spot in it. I think he was like somebody in either costume design or not props, but he's somebody that was working on the film when they replaced the original Pinhead. But you're not missing anything. Long story short.
But no, I mean, you know, anytime you're gonna reboot a classic like Hellraiser and, you know, Hellbound Hellraiser 2.
Yeah.
Again, like when they dropped it Chapter 1, it lived up to, okay, this is a good replacement for this classic of it. You know, they rebooted Nightmare on Elm Street. Shit the bed, you know, and that kills it again. No, that's what happens, man. And this one just does nothing for the franchise. They took no chances. The whole first 30 minutes you can completely cut out of the movie. And what I hate about this movie is it's a reboot of the franchise, but they expect you to know the lore of what the box is.
Well,
they explain nothing about this box and why this is happening and who.
They kind of expect you to just know.
They just want you to know. I'm not supposed to know. You can't tell. You got to tell me.
My other thing is you have a lead character. I won't even call her a protagonist. She's just like, and I hate the fact that this girl is so much of a drug. She had no business being out of the hospital. You know what I'm saying? She was so reliant on drugs. It was crazy. It was like, hey, don't go out. She goes and sleeps, gets rid of the drugs, gets out, digs them out of the fucking pavement and takes them. And then while her brother's in there, he finds her and tries to help her or whatever. And she's so far gone on drugs, she has no idea what's happening to her. I was like, and then she does it again later on. And it's like, what the hell are we, you know? And it's like, my main thing is if you don't fuck with the puzzle, it can't kill you, basically.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, once you figure out what this thing is, why would you continue to solve? It's not like somebody had a gun to her head. It's like, solve this. Stay in this room like the dude at the beginning. He was stuck in there with it. But it's just like to continuously just know this thing is, you know, gonna rip somebody apart or whatever. You know, it takes people. It's like, why not get rid of it? I just don't understand it.
The thing I wanted to say, because, you know, Trevor, he had been doing this before, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like the 12-step program that he was picking people up from, it's easy to just have them open up the puzzle because it's like nobody cares about them anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when it comes to people that do drugs and are addicts and whatnot, like they usually don't have the support of friends or family. Like some people do. And she did. Like her brother, he wanted the best for her. And like you got this guy, Trevor, sitting here playing with her. And you know, like when she found out the truth, and he was just, I tried to help you. I kept telling you to leave it alone. But it's just like, like you was telling her to leave it alone, but she won't listening to you. And she ended up getting people killed. Like the lady at the hospital. Like she was minding her business. And now she ended up dying.
That was another thing though, because the lady at the hospital had some idea of what it was, didn't she?
Yeah.
It's just like, but it's like nobody, it's like, they want you to believe that all these people are so naive. And it's just like, she wouldn't have told him that, you know, this guy was obsessed with this shit. And I don't know, he might have been killing people or nothing like that. And it's just kind of, it's lackluster for it to be a reboot of a classic horror movie. And then, like you said, Trav, they took no risks. They really didn't give us any new Cenobites. I'm not counting the main guy with the fucking key lock thing in his chest. It was just kind of like, they just went on, and it didn't look as good as the original. So it just kind of like, and it gave me a cast that I cared even less about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, I
want to be real. To piggyback off of what you said, D. It felt like it was a sci-fi movie. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then when we got half the kills were the first one at the beginning where it's kind of blurred out in the background. Wasn't a fan. Who cares if we get to see this guy get ripped to shreds? Don't know him. You know what I'm saying? Why are we? Why is it blurred out in the background? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Especially the iconic. That's your iconic bread and butter.
Yeah.
The chains, bro.
I mean, the cool one with the Asian chick from the house. That was
the best kill.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you still didn't see anything though.
But I'm saying that's the most of one that you get. Yeah. I mean, her brother's death was like
outside the Cenobite being the Cenobite got the change, and I thought that was lame.
Like, it looked like he just blew up.
Yeah, it wasn't lame. It wasn't lame that they killed a Cenobite. I actually thought, okay, I haven't really seen that before, so that's cool. But the iconic chain scene, like that's what we're gonna do it on the Cenobite. I just wasn't.
And then you get the guy getting turned into like some sort of a, crucifix kind of, not a crucifix, but he gets basically put on like the cross symbol at the very end because I guess he was obsessed with the power or whatever.
And then they just got really Cenobite now.
Yeah, and it just got weird. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just, it was just a movie to watch. It's like something you would just literally put in the background. Like,
wouldn't Riley become... Wouldn't you write that so she becomes the Cenobite? Like, why would we have a reaction to him becoming?
Yeah, like, what is the connection? Who cares?
What I think this movie boils down to, for me personally, is poor decision making on what they chose to do. Actually, when they showed, like, what they were looking like before the movie, I was like, yo, this looks really good. And the movie's so dark, you really can't appreciate how good they look. You have to go to like the Instagram channel to see actually how cool they really look, because you can't tell in the movie.
Yeah. It was just I just don't like. I think Riley, what it boils down to for me is the plot, and she doesn't. It's not like, okay, the night she gets high or whatever, her brother came out looking for her, he disappears. We get some sort of a time jump. She's cleaned herself up and she wants to know what happened to her brother. No, she's literally just wandering around. Literally just wandering around the whole movie and getting high in between. Now, it's like, what do we... Yes.
The positives that I took away from this was, again, just like The Night House, David Bruckner does such a good job at doing what we really enjoy about Doctor Strange, doing all like these weird mirror...
The Night House is a phenomenal movie.
Dude.
I really like that movie.
He did that stuff with this too, where the walls shape shift and it goes into this new dimension. He's really good at doing stuff like that. It really visually, the CGI visually looks really good, but you can't ride on that. And the story
that's what I'm saying.
Flat.
Where the hell are the meat and potatoes?
Garbage, and you don't get no real message from this versus like the original, where it's kind of about searching for that next high far as body sex and the things that you can sexually more than penis and vagina stuff, you know what I mean? Like,
I was gonna say, when you go back to the original Hellraiser movies, since we're talking about like how Riley isn't that great of a person, the girl in the original, like she was a good person that just got caught up in something that her no.
Or the daughter.
Yeah, she was a good person. She just got caught up in something that her stepmom was trying to do, and that's a positive too that I want to say about this movie, is that they kind of did a play with that from the original movie with Roland Vault, how they was trying to sacrifice people because he was working for the Cenobite. So it's like, I thought that was kind of unique, but to go off of what Dee was saying about the like the kills and whatnot, like the lady in the hospital, like they put the thing in her mouth, and I was just like, they're not gonna show how she dies. And something else too that I didn't like was like, remember I'm pretty sure it was in all of the Hellraiser movies, but remember like whenever they would take somebody, like you would see these people later on in the movie and they would be suffering or something.
Right,
They would be tortured, but it's like we didn't get any of that. It's just
it's like in Full Metal Alchemist when they're all suffering. I forgot the name of the one where he takes the souls in Full Metal Alchemist. What is his name?
Oh, you talking about the doctor?
I don't remember. I'm drawing a blank on it right now because we're listening to the movie.
You
But
guys some fucking-
yeah, it's like they're supposed to be, or like in Hercules, you know, you got all the souls suffering.
You
down
mean
in,
like the Dante's Inferno kind of?
Yeah.
or Dante's Inferno? Yeah.
Yeah, you seen they're being tortured. We didn't see any of that. It's just like they just
Yeah.
got killed and then they moved on.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just, dude. I don't know what was the rating on this. Was this
I think it
just
was
straight
just
rated R? But then why the hell? I mean, they just cut out so much. It's like half the kill. You don't see.
Yeah,
a
why
lot
is it
of
rated
stuff.
R? I guess
Yeah,
it's rated
you know
R
what I
because they
mean?
were showing titties, you know, and fuck.
Okay,
Did they show
I mean-
tits? I don't even remember seeing that.
I don't
dude,
know.
this is weak.
I just know as soon as the
Yeah.
movie starts, like they're having sex, and I
Yeah,
was one of those
Killing it.
people. I was watching it at the gym, and I was just like, well, you know, hopefully it doesn't start off with anything too crazy, and it's just like they having sex
Immediately.
Yeah.
Well, after the opening scene.
After the opening.
yeah. Well,
scene.
yeah. You saw Homeboy with
But
the cut
I'll
sleeves.
just say this about the movie, and then that's kind of it for me. The movie's just mid. It's very forgettable. It's a one-time watch, and you're never gonna
Yeah.
look back. This thing does nothing to say we need more Pinhead in
Very
our lives
stagnant.
at
Yeah.
all. So, you know, I'll still be riding with Hellraiser and Hellbound, and that'll be my
Yeah,
go-to.
the first two to me were the best two, but that's just me. My final thoughts is this was meh. I mean, it's literally, unfortunately, I feel like this is a case where somebody is making something with the name value and hoping to get views on it.
Yeah.
The plot, the protagonist is like, come on, this girl isn't, and she's not doing anything to try and even sober or redeem herself. It just kind of like they drop you in the middle of somebody's like crisis, and then it's like
Mhm.
the brother seemed like he could have been a better lead character, not the fucking
Right.
druggy. It's just like, dude, she left and went to sleep in the car, and this guy gets killed. I'm like, damn, what's going on in this movie? So it just kind of gave me a weird feeling. Very mad, middle of the road, like Trav said. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I give this movie, I give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah,
I mean,
a 5.
I think that it did have some interesting parts, but I mean, like, it's not redeemable. Like Prey, for example, I watched that movie twice because it was just really good. But
It was original. I mean, Prey does a lot of things with a limited cast and all that.
Mhm.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know.
yeah,
And a
but
lot
no.
less money.
I mean, even if, I mean, instead of trying to just put all this story into one movie, for example, if you needed more space, just leave it with a cliffhanger. Don't try and, you know, and if you get a sequel, you get a sequel. But at least I feel like you're doing it more justice than just like the dude at the end. She basically talked the Cenobite into letting the guy go when she was about to fucking dice his ass up, right?
Mhm.
Or did the crooked boyfriend switch places with him?
Well,
Is that
no,
what
it's
happened?
because, you know, she made the,
Good deal.
you know, she makes the decision since she solved the box type thing. So,
Well, his ass was just about, I mean, that's as close as you can cut it because he was about to turn into sausage links, bro.
well,
And
I
it's
mean,
just-
you know, when she picked him to get taken instead of
Yeah. It was-
the boyfriend of her brother.
It's just, I mean, yeah, they should have just left more space and not tried to fit all of this into this one shot in the dark movie. I don't know, just kind of the same way they did the first Hellraiser movie, the first 1 and 2. They went together,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
I don't know about, you know, getting into the rest of it. It's just, guys, rough watch.
yeah.
Rough
All right,
watch.
well,
I give it
that-
5 out of 10.
All right, Trav. I mean, I know you said mid. Oh yeah, you said you gave it a
Yeah,
5 too.
out of 10.
Yeah, so with that being said, you know, let us know in the comments what you thought about the new Hellraiser movie. Let us know what your rating is. Trav, let them know where they can find you at in social media land.
That's right. You can find me on the Instagram at ZK Audio. I'm also on the Twitter at TRAVIOSCK. And also, Barbarian is coming to HBO Max within the next week or two.
Nice.
Much,
Good movie.
much better horror film that you can watch this October. Check out Barbarian. D?
You can find me as always at rebellious_D23 Instagram.com. And Banks, look, man, they need somebody else to not solve
They need
that
a
goddamn
conductor.
puzzle. Yeah, if they don't need nobody else to solve that puzzle, a hero, where can they find one?
Star Platinum. You can find me at Hero Benjamin Banks at King Benji _Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you all again for watching this review. Make sure you check out some more reviews and interviews, reactive videos that we have here on the channel. And yeah, did you guys say y'all social medias?
Yeah.
Hey, you sleep?
Yeah, conductor.
Yeah, I'm sleeping.
Yeah,
we gotta hop off this train.
He hit himself with his own move.
I was just like, did y'all say y'all's? But hey, look, hey, your boy is tired, and I'm about to go to sleep. And I hope that y'all have a good day if you're watching this during the day. And if you're watching it at night, good night. Stay safe. Keep that pinky up. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace. Thank you for watching a brand new episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure that you hit that like button and you subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content on our channel. Make sure you check out our podcast where we release new episodes every Tuesday and the video of that episode is uploaded on Friday. And you can find new episodes of our podcast on all podcast platforms. Make sure you follow all the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks social media accounts at Leveling Up Banks on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, we have a Patreon. If you're feeling generous and would love to donate to us, it's at Leveling Up Banks. And huge shout out to our patrons. We really appreciate you and thank you for the support. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.